read what may have been the best chapter of literature I have ever read. Yesterday I was informed that the Wandering Inn series was available for free on their website. Previously I'd heard great things about this series, but it was unavailable on Kindle Unlimited where I read most of my books. So I was resigned to buying the whole series, which I was going to do eventually, until yesterday. The series starts in a traditional lit RPG fashion, where the main character Aaron Solstice is randomly teleported to a fantasy world. Aaron stumbles upon an innkeeper class and randomly opens an inn in the middle of nowhere. Now the progression is slower than I traditionally like, but the writing is solid, so I keep reading. Until I get to the middle of the first book, where I read what may have been the best chapter of literature I have ever read. And the main character was nowhere in sight, because it came from an interlude. That's right, the bane of most novel readers. A frustrating necessity in world building and context. So getting to it, we are painted a picture of a shell of a king in a throne room covered in dust, listening to two teenagers prattle on about Earth and everything there is to know of its modern marvels. From airplanes and skyscrapers to assault rifles and atomic bombs. And we watch as this shell of a king, gaunt and sedentary, stands for the first time in over 2 decades. His formerly lifeless gaze slowly turns smoldering as he paces across his throne room. He speaks to the teenagers as he walks, each step filled with more and more vigor. He tells them how he believes their story of this marvelous, technology-filled world. From his balcony, he shows them his declining kingdom and tells them how it and he were once feared by all. He had conquered everything there was to conquer, so one moment of grief was all it took for him to fall into the depths of depression. But tales of this new world, with weapons that could wipe out his empire even at its peak. He laughs. A roaring and euphoric laugh spreads down the palace corridors and into the ears of servants and soldiers alike. The king sits on his throne. His laughter vanishes. His bearing changes. His aura begins to ooze regency. An invisible wave of power shoots out from the throne room, through the palace and across the whole city. The former shell of a king says, and I quote, "Come then, let us wake this sleeping nation and bring death and glory to this hollow world once more." He stands, walks to his balcony, and shouts, again I quote, "I am Floss Rymark, the king of destruction. Let the world know that I have returned." Oh my god. What incredible writing. What incredible writing. I got a little carried away. I hope you like it.